Hi, this is Pete Lyons with another Let's Play Salesforce video, and today we're getting our first sneak peek at possible new features for Einstein Analytics in the upcoming Winter 18 release. That's right, hashtag spoilers, and before we can get into that, what pre-release content video would be complete without this slide? Safe harbor, guys. I do not work for Salesforce. I do not speak for Salesforce. Always make purchasing decisions based on currently available technology. Uh, when in doubt, consult your Salesforce AE. I'm not even doing this on behalf of my own company. I'm doing this in my free time as a hobby. This is not documentation. This is commentary. If you see something that you like and that you enjoy, I'm glad that you had fun watching my video, but by no means do not go out and buy a whole bunch of Einstein licenses just based off of something you saw on my YouTube channel. Always talk to your AE first. That said, it's time for the spoilers. So I'm logged into my GS0 pre-release org here. First thing I notice is that looks like Lightning has a new background. I don't know if that's customizable or not. If it's not Einstein Analytics related, I haven't really dug into it yet. So I'm gonna hop into setup just because I want to show this little animation. Those cute little penguins that we only got to see for a second there. They shake hands. So now I'm going to go to my Analytics tab. And notice that new load animation there, the bouncing bars. I'm gonna miss my beloved swirling wave rings. I'm gonna have to get this wave tattoo lasered off my back also. First thing I notice when I'm in here though is that these tiles are just huge. I mean, look at the size of those data sets. They must contain 15, 20 rows. I have no idea why they're so big. So the next thing I see is I got a run app button. Really happy to see that there. A couple of releases ago, they changed the whole, the way that we browse through apps, and it's sometimes very unclear if you're on the app or the dashboard, and it really confused the heck out of all of my users. So, in the last release, they definitely made some improvements on that with, the run app functionality that you could see within that app folder. And this is just another step in the right direction. So I'm really glad to see that this feature is available. Next thing I wanted to show you guys is the CSV dataset uploader, which has gotten an overhaul. So I've got some random airline data here. Just hit the next button. This is cool. Field properties or file properties. You can change your text qualifier, delimiter, etc., etc. We can also change the encoding on it for people who want to include characters from other languages or whatever you need, or umlauts, for example. I don't know about you guys, but I've never successfully gotten an umlaut to render. So, pretty cool here. Like to see what kind of use cases you guys can come up with, and what sort of hacky stuff we can figure out how to do with it. So. That's exciting. Still have the ability to download or upload the schema file. I don't know if we will have the ability to upload the schema or to download the schema file after this point though, which is something that's been missing up until now. Normally when you create a CSV dataset, you've only got that one opportunity during creation to download it through the UI, and after that your only way to get it out is API. So really hoping to see that. I don't know if we have it or not. Next, the previewer got an overhaul, and it's not just about the looks, but a lot of it is just about the looks. We still have that same functionality over on the right here that we have the ability to change the name of our column and to override the metadata type. But over here, this is really cool. We now have a search feature so that we can look just for the column we want. And it'll take us right to that column. So if you have extremely wide data sets, I can see that this is going to come in way handy for you. Because I don't know about you guys, but the old scroll to the right and scroll down and try to, how do I get to my columns? It was so frustrating. And we've got some nice different things going on here. So like our grouping symbol, for example, do you delimitate with dots or commas? Do you decimal with dots or commas? You can change around your number format and stuff like that. Pretty cool. So nice to see this. It's a welcome improvement. Moving on, we'll close out of that. I'm going to take a look at a data set here. So I've got this application data. This is just some dummy data that I spun up to demonstrate to a friend how we could. He wanted to show the rupee symbol instead of dollars, and he wanted to have lakh at the end You know, and so we used multiplier and stuff in the XMD. But anyway, though, back to the point. So I'm going to group by branch. I'm going to group by application name. And I'm going to set my measure to be principal, which is in lock. And I'll get rid of this other one. And now I'm going to change my chart type to this guy. How cool is this? This is just so cool looking. You know, we got nice animation there. You know, good responsiveness. Not really a whole lot that we can change around about it yet. I'm hoping to see that maybe will improve. Like, I'd like to be able to maybe change the colors on it at a minimum. But so far, all we can do is we have some ability to show or omit labels and totals and such. So hoping to see that get a little bit better. Another cool thing we have is I have to get rid of a grouping here to show this. Another chart type we have is origami. This one's pretty cool. Basically, how wide it is you know, based on the amount. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's almost kind of like an area chart over a mirror. It's interesting shapes. This one, though, this one does have a little bit more. Nope, this is not the one with more customization. I was wrong. But we do have the ability to customize the tooltip to a degree. That's pretty cool. So this is basically right now I'm hovering. I'm able to see the grouping and the dimension. And from now, now what we're going to be able to do is also turn things on and off, like percentages. Like when you're doing an average of a percentage and then it shows you sum of average, like that just makes no sense at all. And we would rather omit that information. I'm really happy to see that we are starting to get some enhancements to the tooltip functionality as promised. Another cool thing that we got going on here is suggested charts. It's going to show you different visualization types that support the number of groups and measures that you have applied here. So this is pretty cool because oftentimes it's like, how many times have I just been like, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? I guess I'm going to make another donut because I'm uninspired and not creative. You know, and I can just go through and be like, oh, look at all this other cool stuff that it just didn't occur to me to use because they're not donuts. So again, with this one, I'm hoping we might be able to get some customization on the colors. Who knows? Maybe we will, maybe we won't. I'm not Salesforce, so next thing I want to show you is, I'm going to switch my data sets for this. Oh, show data set. So we are now seeing the very first XMD edits directly in the UI. And that's what I can do from here. So for example, I can change the field name. I can copy the developer name onto my console. I can choose to hide the field from the data set. I can show all my dev names. I can show hidden fields if I've hidden any fields. So like for example, if you're using a field behind the scenes and you don't want it to be exposed to the user in the interface, you can still bring it up this way. This is really cool stuff. I'm so glad to see like Wavelab's functionality finally getting grafted into the tool proper. It's just, I'm just really happy. So next thing I want to show you, and I'm going to switch data sets to do this one. I'm going to go down to that airline data and let's see some tables. So one cool thing right here, welcome back, drag and drop editing of column position. Welcome back, click to sort. How I missed you, how I missed you. You know, we still have this where we can choose which columns we do and don't want to display. We still do that thing where it just randomly selects the first 10 columns alphabetically if you don't have anything predefined in the XMD. I don't know where we can define that. But this is just, I'm so glad to see this back. This little caret right here for now just has the show totals function, hide totals. But the next really cool thing, you're going to get a kick out of this. Themes. And we are not left to only those choices. We have a lot of really good options here. We can change the cell padding, keep it tight, spread it out, whatever we want. Fixed width, I believe we've had this function already, but we can change the color of our header, background, and text. We can change the text size. I'm so excited about this. We can change the text size within the table, number of lines per row, border colors, more color options, alternate color rows, what are my even rows, what are my odd rows, and other stuff such as turn the index off. I am thrilled. This is an awesome, much needed update for tables. And yes, by the way, I have tested. Sorting still works in the dashboard level. It's not just in the Explorer. If you want to click the header to sort, and it works on both grain and aggregate flex step types. I am just like so excited about this. This is just awesome. So let's see. Clip this guy to the designer. I think that might actually be everything I wanted to. I think that might be everything I wanted to show you. Oh no. So in the designer now, all of our steps are going to be grouped by the data set that they're coming from. So if I've got multiple data sets going on here, so let's just, get something else on the screen. There's my little load bouncer. I like my spinner better. We can see that everything's going to be grouped by the data set that it's coming from. We can collapse and, hide that stuff. Another cool thing, we can finally just edit the step without having to clone it. That's so cool. So we can when we make changes and modifications here, it doesn't clone and create a new step. We can now just edit the step. That said, we still have the ability to clone the widget. We have the ability to clone the step, remove the step, see the step properties, all the same stuff that we had before. We can, choose to include or omit our custom action. But just, how cool is that we can finally just edit the step? Speaking of which, another really cool thing, faceting can now be set to both broadcast and receive. Now, because this is a table, I can't select anything on it, so I can't set it to broadcast faceting. But we can now choose whether or not something it facets in or facets out. So a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be able to do with that. Very happy to see that improvement. So this concludes our sneak peek of Einstein Analytics potential new features for Winter 18. And again, a reminder, there is no guarantee that any of these features are actually going to make it in a prod, so only make purchases based on currently available offerings. Talk to your AE. Hashtag safe harbor. Hashtag spoilers. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, and check out my other content. Cheers.